Welcome to our video lecture on crafting an effective introduction section for your research proposal or article. Today, we'll explore the essential components that make an introduction compelling and informative. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how to hook your readers, provide context, and set the stage for your research. Let's begin with the fundamental question. What is an introduction trying to accomplish? At its core, an introduction serves as a roadmap for your entire study. It's your opportunity to grab the reader's attention, establish the significance of your research, and clearly articulate what you aim to prove or disprove. Imagine you're a detective presenting a case. Your introduction is the moment you lay out the mystery, the clues you've gathered, and why solving this particular case matters. It's where you convince your audience that your investigation is worth following. So, what are the key components of an effective introduction? Let's break it down. First, we have the hook. This is your attention-grabbing opening that sparks curiosity. It's like the first line of a gripping novel. It should make your reader lean in, eager to learn more. Your hook might be a startling statistic, a thought-provoking question, or a brief anecdote that illustrates the problem you're addressing. For example, if you're studying climate change, you might start with, "In the past century, global temperatures have risen at a rate unprecedented in the last 2 millennia. What does this mean for our planet's future?" Next, we move on to background information. This is where you provide the context necessary for your reader to understand the landscape of your research. Think of it as painting the bigger picture. What's already known about your topic globally, continentally, and regionally? In our climate change example, you might discuss the current scientific consensus on global warming, major international agreements like the Paris Accord, and how different regions are experiencing the effects of climate change. This background information serves two crucial purposes. First, it demonstrates your knowledge of the field, showing that you've done your homework. Second, it helps articulate the gap or problem your research addresses. By outlining what's known, you naturally lead into what's not known, the gap your study aims to fill. As you provide this context, keep asking yourself, why should the reader care about what's being investigated? Your goal is to make the significance of your research clear, demonstrating how it contributes to the broader understanding of the topic. Now we come to the thesis statement, the heart of your introduction. This is where you clearly state the main argument or purpose of your writing. It's your chance to articulate what's not known, what gap exists in current knowledge, and how your research aims to address this gap. A strong thesis statement answers 3 key questions. 1. What is not known or what gap exists in current research? 2. What has been done to address this gap so far? 3. What lingering questions remain in the context of your research? For our climate change example, a thesis statement might look like this. While extensive research has documented the global impacts of climate change, there's a critical gap in understanding how these changes specifically affect alpine ecosystems in the Rocky Mountains. Previous studies have focused on individual species, but a comprehensive analysis of the entire ecosystem's response is lacking. This study aims to fill this gap by examining the interconnected effects of climate change on flora, fauna, and geological processes in this unique environment. Finally, we arrive at the study's main objective or goal. This is where you clearly state what your study intends to do to solve the problem or address the gap you've identified. It's the promise you're making to your reader about what they'll learn by the end of your paper. In our example, you might say, the primary objective of this study is to conduct a multi-year interdisciplinary analysis of climate change impacts on the Rocky Mountain alpine ecosystem, integrating data on plant biodiversity, animal migration patterns, and glacial retreat to provide a holistic understanding of ecosystem dynamics under changing climatic conditions. As you craft your introduction, keep in mind these critical questions. What is this study trying to prove or disprove? What are you, as the author, trying to test or demonstrate? What do we already know about this topic? And what new understanding will your study contribute? Why should readers care about what's being investigated? Will this study provide new insights related to the research problem? Remember, your introduction is not just a formality. It's your chance to engage your reader, establish the importance of your research, and set clear expectations for what follows. It's the foundation upon which the rest of your paper or proposal is built. A well-crafted introduction does more than just introduce your topic. It creates a sense of anticipation. It should leave your reader thinking, "This is important, and I want to know more." As you write, maintain a balance between being informative and engaging. Use clear, concise language, but don't be afraid to let your passion for the subject shine through. After all, if you're not excited about your research, why should your reader be? In conclusion, crafting an effective introduction is both an art and a science. It requires a careful balance of background information, problem articulation, and forward-looking statements. By following the structure we've outlined, hook, background, thesis, and objectives, you'll create an introduction that not only informs, but also captivates your audience. Remember, your introduction is the first impression your research makes. Make it count. Hook your reader. Provide context. Clearly state your thesis and outline your objectives. Do this well, and you'll have set the stage for a compelling and impactful research paper or proposal. Thank you for joining us for this video lecture on writing an effective introduction. We hope you found it informative and that it will help you craft introductions that engage, inform, and inspire. Good luck with your research, and happy writing!